everybody, welcome back to Quilt Applique. Today's video is all about length, width, and bias, how to find it, and why it's important for your piecing. Okay, let's jump right into length. In the previous video, I talked to you about the salvage of fabric that ran along the warp threads. Well, guess what? It also is the length of your lengthwise grain. Listen. There is no give, there's no stretch whatsoever. Okay, that's your lengthwise grain. Now I'm going to turn the fabric. Now this is your crosswise grain. This in the weaving runs along the weft. And if you look, there is a little bit of give. A little bit. Okay? Now let's do bias. And this is a 45 angle, and if you look at the chart, you can see there's no threads there. Watch this. You see how that's stretching? We do not want our fabric cut on this grain here, well, lack of grain. So when you're cutting your pattern pieces, such as in a 9 patch, you want to make sure that your square edges are running along your lengthwise, this is your salvage, and the crosswise grain. That'll give it the strongest, flattest piece you can get. Okay, so I made 2 sample blocks here. This is the one that I did with cut on the straight of grain. And you can see, I mean, I did not use any starch or anything on this piece, but you can see how nice and flat it is. There are no puckers. I'm very pleased with this piece. Okay, now let me show you one that's not cut on the straight of grain. Okay, now this, you can see here that it is got puckers inside here. Even when I pressed it here, they didn't lay flat. It's actually having a hard time being flat. So that was my, I wanted to illustrate so you could see the difference between one that's cut on straight of grain and one that is not cut on straight of grain. So let's say you're in your sewing room and you have a bin with all kinds of fabric sitting in there, or you get something from a friend and it's just cut all different kinds of ways. And how do I find it? Well, look, I'm going to grab this piece of fabric. I'm going to get one edge. That is my straight of grain. You can hear that pop. Now, you can see that's where the stretch is. And that's how you find it, folks. That's one. All right, let's say this one. All right. That's got to be my cross. Listen. That is definitely my length. And of course, if I know those two, then I know whatever's on the cross is going to be the bias. One last one. Length, width, and of course, my bias. So now you know how to find it. You know why it's important. And this is another step for your quilting and sewing success. Till we meet again. Bye.